And at this point, you have control. You can go ahead and share your screen and take it away.
Alrighty, does everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So I just got to move things around here so I can move my slides. So I put this training together because I'm at a new level of wanting to get to the next level in my personal development. And I think in the last year and a half, with everything that's going on, with all the shift over to Zoom rather than conference call, and we're not traveling anymore, so we're behind the screen a lot. So there's so many things that I've personally had to adjust in the last year and a half. Can anybody relate to that? Just put a Y in the chat section, or yeah, or you can even actively connect on the what is it, the emotion thing here. I'm just going into the chat so I can see the chat as we go along. Sorry about that, moving my thing around. And yeah, so there's so many things going on right now that has kind of forced us all to grow, especially those who really want to build this business. And so Chris and I got involved in the accelerator program because we want to, tap more into the understanding of social media, because we really need to step up our game, and we're working on a ton of stuff in the background right now to launch some campaigns. And so we have to grow and we have to learn some new things, and it's never easy to grow. And often things will come up in our mind that tries to take us away from moving forward. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. And I talk to so many people in mentoring sessions, and a lot of people are stuck. And I wanted to share with you a training that's going to help you understand where you are and who's your dream stealer and what do you want to do moving forward today after everything that we go through. So let's go ahead and get started. Once upon a time, we all have a story, and all of our programming begins at birth. What we are, shared from our parents. There's many people that will influence us in our life, but we're born with a white blank sheet, and then programming starts getting drilled into us immediately. And we tend to often carry a lot of things going forward into our adult life. It could be traumatic things. Something had happened to you, whether it's a parent or teacher or somebody in the religious world. It could be anybody who have done something that have put you in a state that you don't know how to get out of. And the reason that I'm bringing a lot of this up is because when I first started network marketing, I was just living normal, like everybody else. And I never got into that personal development phase at all in my life until I joined network marketing. Can anybody relate to that? Just put a yes in the section, or a Y. Yeah. And we come into this industry, and all of a sudden, you hear all kinds of quotes. You hear things like, for things to change, you need to change. I think that's one of the first one that was brought to my attention when I was complaining, when I got started, because often we look outwards and we never look inwards in our growth. And this profession has really transformed me in a into a different person. And some of you know me from day one. I know Marie Paul, you knew me from day one when I started this industry. I know Lucy Caron, you've known me for many, many years. And personal development has always been a path. And I think that for us to get to another level, we need to face some of the things from our past, some of the things that we just keep holding on to. And, the past programming starts with our parents. It's within our siblings. What are some of the things that our siblings have said to us? In the daycare, if you ever went to a daycare, anybody in the daycare, how did they influence you? It could be a good way, it could be a bad way, but you'll always remember, people tend to hold on to the negative more than they hold on to the positive. They're traumatic situations. In the school system, we start going to school and, we're told how to do things, and we're being graded on our performance. And if we don't perform at that level, then we're stupid, or we're not good enough, or and these are things that we tend to carry with us. Now in religion, again, we're told to do things a certain way. Our friends, as we grow up, our social environment, how they influence us, and spouses also will influence us, and siblings, as I mentioned, and of course the work environment. So there's so many things that are put in front of us, thrown at us, and often we tend to get paralyzed by all of this stuff. So now here we are, a lot of people come into network marketing, never done business before in this, especially in this profession, and they're stumbling on the simplest little things to move forward in our business. So take a moment and feel free to share some of the things in the chat, so it helps other people that are stumbling some of the things that they've had challenge with in the past, that you might trigger something for them to even think of something else. And often this happens. So write down all the programming that you've brought into your adult life, good or bad. Take that time. I know we don't have a lot of time to do it now, but just write down one or two things that you can think of that was a positive thing or a negative thing that has affected you. Often there's like 10 negatives to one positive. So write down all of these things, where you are right now. What are some of the things that were said to you in the past? I know I'll share my story as you're writing things down. I had difficulty learning growing up. And I think back then they didn't label kids back then. I don't remember, ADD or ADHD. And it was just, kids were slow. Kids were not, good learners, or some were great. So one of the things that I had is, every single time my mom sat down with me and did homework with me, she often repeated many times to me, Tammy, why can't you be like the other kids? Why can't you learn to read like the other kids? Why? So I'm constantly being drilled that I'm not good enough, that I'm slow, that I felt stupid. And that's some of the programming. I'm just sharing one example of some things that I had. I had a difficult time in school, and I hated school. I hated learning. I hated everything about it. And I couldn't wait to get out of school. I'm talking high school. And I immediately got married at a very young age. And I just wanted to get away from all of that, all of the people telling me that I was not good enough. So I got married and went into a whole new level of challenges. So how many people can relate to some of the things that I'm talking about? Write down some of the things. I was too slow at work. Yeah. Yeah. Personalize. Okay. Thinking outside of the box. Yeah. Yeah. You get penalized for that often. Yeah. Stop dreaming. Come back to reality. Yes. Yes. These are, these are a lot of things that are drilled into us. And then we tend to own this and we bring it with us in our adult life. So identify what these things are that are stopping you right now. And honestly, I'm back to another level of peeling this layer. And I'm doing this through the Most Powerful Women session. And I thought about putting this together because we haven't really gone deep into it. And I know that we're not going to go deep into it in just one phone call or one Zoom session, but it's a life learning process, and you're going to go back to these behaviors, to these habits, to these limiting beliefs, to these emotions, to these fears, until you start to recognize what it is and make those decisions to move forward and find out how you can transform that thinking. So, my question to you, who is your dream stealer? You. I blamed everybody, every circumstances. I blamed so many people for the reason that I was where I was at that time. And I didn't understand personal development at all. And I made every excuse of why I wasn't where I wanted to be. And so I didn't take responsibility. And then I come into network marketing and you're learning all of these amazing things and recognizing these patterns and doing things so that you could move forward. But that was a big aha moment for me when they told me that I was my biggest dream stealer. I had to sit back, and as a matter of fact, I just wanted to deny it. Anybody relate? The first, as I'm saying this to you, I don't know if it's your first time you're hearing that you're dream stealer. You are the only one that's holding you back from every single thing you desire, you want in your life. And you're going to make every excuse to fight for that. I don't have the time. You do have the time. It's called choice. You make the time, you find the time, and you make the time because it's something that you desire. A lot of people blame for why they are where they are. Education was me. I wasn't smart enough. I don't know how to read a script. I suck at this stuff. But you know what? I'm putting some efforts into it now. And I'm starting to do more things. And I made that decision. I'm going to excel. And every time those words come up, lately it's been overwhelmed for me because with all these things going on, I'm in that trend right now of overwhelm. How do I get out of it? I'm in control. I make that decision every single day, whether I'm going to fill up my plate or not. It's nobody's thing but mine. So I wanted to show some characters because this was brought up first of all, our emotions are what's going to drive us to the state we are right now. Okay, emotion is a natural, I got to move stuff around here, a natural instinctive state of mind deriving from one's circumstances, mood, or relationships with others. And I got that from the dictionary. So we tend to behave based on our emotion in that moment. And we allow that emotion to keep us where we are, to keep us paralyzed, and to hold us back from the things that we truly desire. And the key is to recognize it. That's the key. And this training that we did, Linda Coffin is on that, Marie Paul is on that, Sylvie Cosette is on that, Sue Farron is on that, and we have other members of the Strong Max Women that made that decision that we wanted to get to that next level. So they're going to recognize this. And one of the trainers, it was interesting because I'm a visual learner. If you're a visual learner, put 1 in the chat box. A lot of people are visual learners. So this resonated with me in such a big way. Now I know how to respond every time a situation comes up. So I wanted to share that with all of you today because I know a lot of people are visual learners. And the one trainer, she had mentioned to recognize everything that you wrote down. You recognize that person, and you can put a character to that blamer. Okay, so if you're blaming the environment, blaming COVID, blaming any situation, blaming your upline, blaming that you're not getting enough support, blaming, if you're doing a lot of that, put a face to it. What does that character look like? And you can even play with that character. Put the weirdest hat and the funniest glasses, whatever it is, on that character of the blamer. What does that blamer look like? Okay. Are you in fear right now? Is fear what's stopping you from moving forward? Fear of what people are thinking of you. Fear of getting a no. Fear of not knowing how to do it. What are the fears? Are you in a state of fear right now? Is that what's holding you back to the big picture? Because every single one of you can be a crown diamond. Every one of you. If you truly desired to be that. If you truly desired to get to that next level, you will find a way. And this exercise is going to help you. But first you have to identify who you are in the moment every day and who that person is that's holding you back. Are you like going crazy with the computer? That's me. I'm in overwhelm a lot of the time. You know, as a matter of fact, just before Chris said, Tammy, you can go ahead and share your screen. I know how to do it, but this part inside of me sometimes like, oh no, what if it doesn't work? You know, what if they see that I don't know how to do that? And we do this to ourselves. And we have to catch it and stop it and say, no, I'm in control. I've got this. Maybe you're a person who's overthinking everything, and that is what's stopping you to get to the next level. Is that you? Or maybe you just go with the flow, whatever, you start your day with intent, and then something comes up, and then something else comes up, and somebody asks you to do something, and then at the end of the day, it's like, oh well, tomorrow's another day. Anybody do that? I'm not the only one. Come on. If yes, put two, the number 2 in the section. Yes. And the key is to recognize these characters in yourself that you're allowing to stop you from living that great life that you've always wanted. It's to recognize it. Now, here's the exercise that I absolutely loved that was shared, and I am going to adopt it because I love it. It made total sense to me. Oh, first I want to share this one too. The biggest time stealer. Can anybody relate to that? Who said time was the issue? Okay. Who else? Is who else blames time that you're not at the level you want? Come on. Who blames time? Who blames distractions? All the distractions. I've had personal calls where people said, I'm done. Social media, I'm done. I'm so distracted with social media. I'm distracted with the TV, with this COVID situation. My kids are driving me crazy. I've had that. People have said to me, I don't know what to do. I'm in a situation where I have to homeschool. My kids are bored. They can't go out. You are the mama. You decide how this day is going to roll out. You are in control. The kids just do what they're allowed to do. And if you're not in control, the kids are out of control. Okay? So these are things that we want to recognize. Who is driving your bus? Who's driving your bus right now? Who is making the decisions for you every single second of the day as you're doing your day? Who is it? Is it the blamer? Is it the person who's constantly telling themselves, I don't have time? Is it the person that's so impatient and overwhelmed that she allows that to control her day or his day? Is it the overthinker that gets nothing done at the end of the day? Write it down, you guys. Write it in your chat. This is your time. It's your time. I want you to be engaged in the process. Who is driving your bus? Olga, who's driving your bus? Beth, who's driving your bus? Janet, who's driving your bus? Who's driving your bus? Fear, overthinker. Thank you for sharing, Jean Patrick. Marie Paul, the strong woman is going to drive. Love it. See, Marie Paul is in that session, so she's got it. Who is driving your bus? Thank you for sharing, Kathleen. Because the moment we start to identify the procrastinator, the fear, what fears are driving your bus? Okay? The moment you identify that, you can change it. You are in control. You make the decision. You can change it. You can put anybody on the driver's seat of your bus. You choose every single moment of the day. And I know some of you have full-time jobs, and I know you're tired at the end of the day. When I started network marketing, I had a career. I had a business to run. I had employees. I was at the end of a relationship, a very poor relationship. I was trying to be the mom and the dad. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. And all of these things were driving my bus. And I had to learn to take control. And these are things that you want to do. Perfectionism. Yes, Sylvie, that's a big one. A lot of people don't do anything. They stay paralyzed because of these things. And we have to recognize it and stop it and make that decision. So this is a perfect visual for all of us to see. So who's driving your bus? Who's driving your bus right now? Who are you going to allow to drive your bus? Write it down and put it in the chat. Are you going to take control? Are you going to let you, the CEO of your Max business, make the decisions? Are you going to be the boss lady, the boss babe? The boss men. Yes. Make that decision, because when you make that decision and you start recognizing all the things that are holding you back, you'll start to have control over the decision that you make every day. So since we've learned this exercise, I'll go into a state and then I'll go, no, Tammy, you are the boss lady. You get to change right now if you choose to. And here I am constantly telling myself these things. And it's helped me tremendously in getting things done. So make that decision. And, you know, the dream stealer, we tend to use the environment also as our dream stealer. So we have our dreams, we all have our dreams, we all have our reality, this is where we are, and then we're in that gap. And often in that gap, we allow ourselves to stay small. And why? A lot of us, our emotions take over. How many of you stop after one no? How many of you stop after one no? Or I'm not interested. Are you kidding me? Network marketing? How many of you stop after one? Sometimes 100% me. Yeah. And we can relate because we've been there before. And I remember those days. I would even hear, I'm going to tell you things that I used to do. And you'll say, no way. There's no way you did that. Yes, I did that. I remember I was accountable to my leader, and he gave me a task to talk to 5 people. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to talk to 5 people. No problem. And then I allowed everything get in the way. I sat down and watched Raymond. Anybody remember Raymond? And my daughter actually called me out because I told my kids they need to keep me accountable. But the next day, when he asked me my 5 people who I talked to, I lied to him. And after I finished the call, I felt horrible. And I realized I did not lie to him, I lied to me. He's going to move on with or without me. But I'm the one that's holding me back. And that was an eye opener for me. I don't know if anybody of you can relate to this right now, but I've caught myself, and I made a decision that day that I was going to be honest, and I was going to just call it, I was going to say what it is if I didn't get things done. And you know what I love about these accountability sheets? It helps us to see where we are. How many of you are using the accountability sheet? Honestly, be honest. If you are doing your accountability sheet every single week, say yes. Mm-hmm. And that is what's going to happen. Bill, awesome. See, most people are not following through with it. And so they don't see their progress. They don't see where they're going with all of this. So recognize everything that is holding you back from being the CEO, the boss man, the boss lady of your Max business. If you truly desire to get to that next level, it's time to sit back and do some thinking. And these are a lot of things that I've been personally doing lately. And I want you to forgive yourself. Today, forget your past, forgive yourself, and begin again. And if you screw up tomorrow, forget your past. You can't change it. It's done. You've already screwed up. You already didn't follow through what you said you were going to do. Forgive yourself and begin again. And eventually, you'll get it. Eventually, you'll start a pattern of doing the right activities. But what I don't want is to see you beat yourself up along the way, because honestly, we've all beat ourselves up so much growing up. It's enough. It's time to stop, because every single one of you have what it takes to be an excellent leader, and a phenomenal leader. And here's some of the things that you want to be doing moving forward. First of all, number one, write that down. Who's driving your bus? Put that where you can see it every single day. Take a picture of the bus, put your name on the bus as the driver, and you decide. Okay, is the CEO going to drive your bus today? And what is a CEO? What is a CEO for you? What are you doing moving forward to get to your next rank, or to your next prime, or to your next step in connecting with people? Your vision board, your vision will drive you to do the actions. If you don't have something in front of you that you can see, that you truly desire to move towards, most likely you'll have more setbacks. You need to see where you're going. You need a plan. You need a strategy. You need a goal to move towards. And you need to have a team that's going to support you on that, that's going to push you towards it. And sometimes you're going to hate your mentor and your leader. I know I've had those moments when I got called out. And then I had my own internal making my excuses, feeling sorry for myself. But understand that your mentor is doing the things to move you forward, to help you in the process, to help you break these fears, to break these habits, to break these limiting beliefs that's stopping you from being the great you that you are. You're the only one that's stopping you. And you have to realize that. Okay, mentoring sessions are critical, but here's the thing. You can't show up empty. Your mentor will pour into you, but you have to move forward. You have to earn your mentor's time. Okay? It's important. These accountability sheets help your mentor to see where you're at and see, they're going to look at the money-making activities. Here's what we do. We analyze the money-making activities, and then we see the result. And then we can figure out in between where you might have some roadblocks. And then we have conversations on it. And then we find out how we can move you forward. Okay, so these are things that you want to do. Grab a mentor and ask for help, but make sure you're committed in moving forward, and reading and audiobooks, whatever it is that works for you to learn, taking a course. Stretch, because if you don't stretch, you're not going to get to where you want to go. Right now you're in the mindset of what you know now, but there's so many things that you can learn if you pick up something new. I'm just on a few pages of this, and I'm like, whoa, this is like blowing me away. Start with yourself. 25 ways to win with people, John C. Maxwell. I love leadership books. And it starts with yourself. Your relationships can only be as healthy as you are. You cannot get somebody to a level that you're not at. So you need to lead yourself first. Self-development, personal growth, so that you can walk the talk of what it takes to build this business. If you're not walking the talk and you're just talking the talk and training, then I can tell you in 6 months from now, People are going to see where you are and they'll figure it out. Who's driving your bus? I like this quote by Steve Jobs. So I stuck it in. I got a little creative with my little thing here, the computer. And I'm convinced that half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. Perseverance in goal setting, perseverance in moving towards that goal, perseverance in doing those simple steps every single day that's going to take you to the big prize. It's not doing the big steps. Often people think that they got to jump in and put 30, 40 hours or 60 hours into this. No. You decide your schedule and you get to move forward in that schedule. Sorry about that. Email distraction. Goodness me. How do I get rid of it? There we go. You decide. Okay? Every single day. Our mission, our purpose. Are all of you on track with the one team, one vision, or sorry, one dream, one vision, one team, one mission? Do you build your business every single day in this team mindset of, obviously, Herb Nagasawa spent his lifetime, his whole life to create something that we can all benefit from. His whole life. His dream was to impact people's health. And he cracked the code. And we get to share it every single day. Are you being a secret agent? One vision. This company can be $1 billion company. Do you know that? It's up to us in the field. What we do every day can move this company to the level that we want to be so proud to be part of. Every single day, a step forward, sharing Herb Nagasawa's vision or his dream of getting these products into people's hands, the vision of the founders that are tirelessly working hard for us to make things work with this company, the team coming together, all of us coming together and making that decision. We're going to be CEOs moving forward. And we're going to get this message out to everybody how powerful Max International is. We got to start sharing this more than ever on social media, how proud we are of network marketing, because network marketing is the industry that brings people to their dreams, average people to their dreams. We see it every day. We're taking courses and just listening to these young entrepreneurs that are just killing it out there in this industry. And we're learning from them through social media how to do it. Humble yourself and learn and jump in so that we can take our mission as a company to a whole new level. It's up to all of us to come together. And I like the idea of assignments because that's how we grow. And honestly, those who do their assignments are the ones that are going to get to the next level. And take the time, take 10 minutes after this session and start working on your assignments. Take a screenshot of this. And actually, I'm going to give Chris the PowerPoint to put on Active Team so that you can use it to train your teams. All right? But you have to decide first that you're going to let go of some of the things that are holding you back and that you're going to take control of your bus. The CEO is going to take control of her bus, his bus. Okay, so write out all of the past programming. Who's driving your bus right now? Who do you want to drive your bus? What will you do to stop your dream stealers? And who are your leaders that will keep you focused? Write their names down. You need to have a conversation with them. Okay? There's always somebody. Don't ever think that you're alone. If you choose to do this on your own, then again, that is a limiting behavior, because network marketing is about people. It's growing together. It's developing and helping people get to other levels. It's about service. It's about love, loving everybody and serving them and helping them. That's what we do. So thank you for showing up. I really appreciate people who show up live. I understand sometimes it's all hours of the morning, or we have to work, or something came up, emergency came up. It is recorded. It will be put on the platform. But Chris, you can go ahead and take over. I'm going to stop share.
Sure, absolutely. Well done, Tammy. And what Tammy talked about is really dead on. And I hope that you're going to take this information seriously. It is critical that we make some change in areas in our life that are preventing us to step forward or to go forward to the next level. And Tammy and I are really grateful for your commitment in attending the trainings and being present. We would also love for you to make a whole bunch of money. I know that I'm maybe a little bit direct, but let's face it, money ranks right up there with oxygen. Raise your hand if you agree with me. Money ranks right up there with oxygen, right? So at the end of the day, you are all very capable. You are committed people. You have proven this time over again and again and again. It's time to make money now. And all of you are more trained than we were ever trained when we first started this business. And we succeeded. And we succeeded because we went forward. We kept talking to people. And I understand that we can't meet people like before, especially if you live in Canada. But you know what? This is why social media is so important. And honestly, it's just another form of a cell phone, really. And the fact is to get used to utilize it. And there's a lot of things that Tammy and I are learning. We're infants at it, but we're growing quickly. In fact, my daughter is over here and she's making tons of money with social media. I mean, it can't be that hard, right? So it's just a question of identifying what you need to learn and who can teach you. And the fact here is that there's a lot of schooling. There's a lot of examples to follow. And this is why I often encourage you to go on your Facebook account and watch some of the posts that are coming from, oops, am I still there? Oh, my thing disappeared. Anyway, there's a lot of people that are doing a lot of posts and social media presence, and look at Webmaster and some of the things that he does, and many others. And you know what? You'd like to know what they're doing. Again, I know I sound like a broken record. Go to YouTube. How do I blank? How to do blank? How to build blank? And what I mean by blank is your words, right? What you're looking for. It's amazing the amount of knowledge out there. I did it again today for something that I needed to learn. Tammy and I just finished our first construction of our first campaign. And folks, we don't want to talk to you about things that we're doing until we actually make money doing it. But I can tell you that we are going to make a lot of money with it. But I want you to get on the bus. I'll be driving this bus because it's my bus, but I want you to get on the bus to be able to learn from us so you can have your own bus and you can get people in your own bus, right, Tammy? So
Yes.
the fact here is that there's a lot going on. Max is an important company with an important service that we provide. And you have to really hold on to this. If you feel insecure or uncomfortable talking about this, honestly, because I know every one of you here understanding knows how important that is. The problem usually faces with facing the money. People are intimidated by the idea of making money. And that's the reason why it's difficult. But it is not. It is a mindset. So Tammy covered a lot of good grounds here, and I will take this her training. It will be under Canada, USA. It will be under English, under trainings, and I think Tammy, for the time being, it will be under the miscellaneous trainings. I'll put it in there. That will be the. But I know that we're working on restructuring some directories, but it'll be self-explanatory. Once you see it, it'll be pretty evident. But it'll be in there. And the actual video will be under the video segment. Just go for Diamond webinars, Monday calls, and you'll see it's the most recent one. And I suggest that you listen to this over and over and over. I'm telling you, folks, you are very capable. You are more capable than you realize. The one thing about Canadians is we're data driven. We analyze things, and we're educated people. So all we need to add to this is the activities behind this. Right. And I'm not saying the US are not. Obviously, they're, it's a very similar culture, just a bit more maybe expressive and a bit more driven. Yeah. Right. Canadians were very passive and we're very, but the thing is that we're an educated bunch. I tell you, use this education and share the information with the world. It's so important. We have such an important message. But at this point, I think we've covered a lot of good grounds here. Was there anything else that you want to finish as we end the call?
Just make a decision every day when you get into your workspace. Who's driving your bus?
Now, this Thursday night, we have a presentation in English at 8 o'clock Eastern. And on Saturday, we have a French presentation. I'm talking the Max virtual presentation. That's what we call the MVP. Maxwell virtual presentation opportunity meeting, and it will be at 1 o'clock on Saturday. It'll be myself, Lucie Caron, and Sylvie, I think.
Marie-Paul.
I'm sorry, that's correct. Marie-Paul will actually be, so the three of us will be on Saturday, and on Thursday it will be, playing on my memory right now. I need to look at
If you're,
Bill. Oh, yeah, Sylvie Cossette will be actually doing the opportunity, I believe. And who's doing the products? Yes, Barbara.
There we go.
I do too many flyers. I lose track of.
They're on their bus. They know where they're going.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to that. That's it. Drive your bus. So, and folks, listen, these Thursday presentations, I was just telling Scott today, they are a great environment to train people, for you to train yourself, for the people to learn how to present, and having the people that never really spoken, but a great testimony. And it's a really good environment. And it's also helping the online community. I'm telling you, you guys have no idea, but it's encouraging others. I noticed that people are starting doing their own presentations in different markets, right? It's working. And the reason it's on Facebook Live is even if you missed it or you didn't watch it, well, it's there forever. Well, I don't know how long Facebook Live keeps the video on, but the point is they can watch it over and over and over and over after the facts. So it carries on. And of course, as you know, we have a channel on Vimeo where we keep track of all of these trainings, so you can revisit some of the training. Let's say you're about to present in July. We're going to be ending the current sequence of people that are presenting, and we're going to be having new presenters. Some are going to come back. We're going to have new people. And when you watch these presenters from previous presentations, again, it gives you some insight on how to go about presenting. Okay. So everybody listen, have yourself a wonderful evening. Yeah, go ahead, Tammy.
Something really quick, Chris, is if you feel you want to present, reach out to us, and we can do a little bit of practicing and going back and forth with a Zoom session with you. And if you're ready, we'd love to add you as a presenter. So you let us know when you're ready. And I think the best thing to do is to do your business every day. Present. Don't wait for a presentation. Present every day to people. And that way you build that muscle of presentation.
Actually, I'm
then-
glad you bring this up, Tammy, because I know some people think that they're being selected.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. They are brave folks that are stepping forward and says, I want to present. It's really, that's it. That's all. So just understand that we're not selecting you and, qualifying you. It doesn't work that way. If you want to present, we'll give you the space, right? Just make sure you learn the content and you're prepared to do your segment. We'd love to have you present. And I'm telling you, it's good for the soul, your max business soul. Okay, folks. Well, listen, have yourself a great, great evening. And it was a wonderful session, Tammy. Thank you very much for the information. So everybody have yourself a great, great evening. Bye for now.
Bye.
Have an awesome week.